Welcome to the final episode for 2020 of the Hard Rock Show. I'm Andrew.
Tim.
Brendan.
I'm Dave.
Here we go again.
Dave.
We're all excited to be here because this is our top 10 of 2020. This is where we go through a heap of categories and list off our personal favourites for the year. Like I said, this is our final episode for this year. So before we get stuck into all of that, our details are in the description of this, so please find us, follow us, all that sort of stuff across our social media platforms. And also please check out our Patreon page. If you'd be so kind to give us some support, we greatly appreciate it. Allow us to do a lot more coming up into the future as well. Also, a big thank you once again to our amazing sponsors who have stuck with us for quite a while now in Squitting, Screen Printing, Old Cotton, Rockstar Finance. Thank you so much for the support. Please find them and give them a follow as well while Dave runs off to do just that now, obviously. Yes, we do have merch coming as well. So if you're interested in that, then we've got that coming. So like I said, this is our top 10s of the year. We have a whole lot of categories to go through, which we'll go through all that very, very shortly. But yeah, this is where we just wrap up the year and we sort of just go through it and see what everyone liked and what everyone didn't like, because there's a whole lot there to get through. But before we get stuck in all that, how is everyone going? Dave, how are you? How has things been for you? I'm going to let the dog in while you ride along.
I'm drunk. I've been drinking. This is fucking fantastic. And I have the Hard Rock Show stubby holder, which I'm not sure how much it costs, but we do have merch. So you can buy one because it will keep your beer nicely insulated and fit really snug inside like so. So buy one because they're good.
Drunk Dave is a wonder for television.
Yes, he's doing very, very well there. He's got the product placement stuff down pat. I think they're around $10 is the mark for those ones. So
$10. There's no reason why you can't buy one.
That's a bargain.
Yeah.
It is.
So hopefully we'll be stocking them in a store soon too. So
See how snug it fits? It fits perfectly. Beautiful.
Perfectly for your Carlton. I don't think Carlton is the official drink of the Hard Rock Show.
It is.
Innovation. That's beautiful.
That's it. Told you.
Right. Let's get serious.
Okay, so product placement aside, how about you, Brendan? How have you been?
2020 sucks balls. We all know that. Move on. Let's just go through it.
All right. Well, that was short of the point. Tim, how about you?
Yeah, look, the music was the highlight of the year. So I love doing these. This is a good chance to go back and listen to stuff that I haven't listened to in a while.
Yeah, no, this is always good fun.
Everything released pre-pandemic feels like a decade ago.
Yeah, it does much. All right, so before we get stuck into anything, does anyone else have anything they want to say about the year that was 2020, or have you all covered it off?
No.
I think we'll be covering that in the bins later.
Yeah.
Well,
The universal bin.
It's my bit more fun later on. It's not fun actually, but anyway. Look, the year started off great for me. We got married, me and Jody, so that was awesome. That was fantastic. While we were driving back from Queensland to Melbourne, wondering why people were fighting over toilet papers, that was interesting. Then the Chiefs.
I haven't figured that out.
Yeah, I don't know why either. Then the Chiefs won the Super Bowl for the first time in some 50-odd years, so I was fucking on cloud nine. The Nuggets went great in the playoffs. Also, South Carolina beat West Coast only to fall flat a week later, and let's not talk about a trade period either. The draft was good at least.
Collingwood West Coast game was a highlight as well.
That was.
Come on, Tigers.
Well, you can talk about it all you like, Brendan, because you've got the right to do it because of him. That's where I got the Super Bowl in early. And hopefully we'll go again next year. The way things are going, it's all looking pretty good. Lockdown 1 came and went, and that felt pretty good. Then Lockdown 2 sucked. Lost money from a usual job and then picked up job from a surprise source doing an old gig that I didn't think I'd ever use again because all that work was outsourced to China many years ago. And then that work's dried up, so now I'm going back to what I was doing before. So Patreon, please, people. Patreon, help me feed my family while I do this stupidity. It's been a roller coaster of a year up and down. I think the thing that sucked the most is not being able to see the family. I went months without seeing our daughters. I haven't seen one of my sisters since before the wedding. I still haven't met a nephew, which is hopefully like next week as we do this. I'll be meeting him for the first time. I haven't seen my family since the wedding, apart from my parents once or twice in the duration since. And then you watch the politics of the pandemic play out, and it's fucking, and the media involved in all that. It's like, fuck you. That was just I think that was the lowest point. Watching how society shifted from the best of us in the bushfires at the start of the year or the end of last year to the pandemic and how that played out was heart-wrenching. That said, we adapted pretty quickly here at the show. We got through by revising some old things and all sort of stuff. We also learned how to use this Zoom infrastructure, which is going to help us a lot more in 2021 and beyond. So this is all very, very, there are some silver linings in all of this. The ability to go live has been fun too. So we're going to be able to go live. You guys have got an album on the way. You've got the cracking chickens out, some clips already. We've had some great music. Yeah, that doesn't quite cut it.
Name of the album. Look, it's been released. It's out of the bag. So
also,
yeah, you got an endorsement deal, didn't you?
Yeah. We'll announce that soon.
Community TV got the axe yet again, and then got brought back from the dead.
That would have been a highlight. I remember watching the finale.
Yeah.
That's right. That was good.
So we did a 6-hour mammoth fucking presentation, only to find out about 24 hours before the official shut-off that we were going to get another year.
2 days after the finale.
Yeah. Okay. Now we've got our own QAnon thing going on here too, by the way. We started takeover episodes. We'll hopefully do more of those in the future. But we also did our first repeat in years because a wedding is as good as this is going to get. The funny thing to watch play out was the Moloch Rockfest disaster, which is still playing out. There are people still waiting for their fucking refund. So you pricks, get your shit together.
Oh, my God.
Oh, really?
Yeah, still waiting for refunds. I don't care. I know you blokes personally. Pull your finger out. Fuck me dead.
There's no refund.
All sympathy I've got is gone at this point in time. But the funniest thing for us, the funniest thing for us though was that as the episode went to air was when it all fell apart on social media, and watching that play out was amusing. What the fuck?
He cut himself.
How did you do that?
Dave bladed live on TV.
Yeah. Okay, we've got the Cobra Kai Mark doing a wrestling move. But anyway, then we had the shit show that was Eddie Van Halen passing away amongst many others this year. That was a low light. And on the flip side of all that, we had a lot of bands hold back releases. We lost a shitload of live music and all sort of stuff. But along the way, we did find some really strong releases, which is what we're going to go through here tonight. So while not as productive a year as usual, we have learned a lot, and the lessons we have learned here at the show are going to hold us in very good stead to make 2021 an insanely huge year. I'm looking forward to doing more of this, more things to hear on the new set, and also more live stuff too coming up in 2021. But anyway, here are the categories we're going to go through for the top 10s of this year, in case Dave needs to cut himself some more.
Well, bring on some Billy Elash and I will cut myself.
Oh, my God. Okay. We are going to quickly recap the Audience Choice Top 10 for those that missed out last week. We're going to do the best new discovery we made in 2020 that was not from 2020, best new discovery of 2020 that was in 2020, best artwork, best gig from the local scene, best international gig, biggest surprise, the best debut, best video, best live clip, best song, best cover song, and some honorable mentions, and our top 10s as well. So there's a lot to get through. We'll get stuck into it very, very shortly. But like I said, I'm going to quickly recap the Audience Choice Top 10 for 2020, which we did in the last week's episode. So just in case you missed it, this is the quick recap. For the honorable mentions, we had One Desire with Midnight Empire, Girish and the Chronicles with Rock the Highway, Blackstone Cherry with The Human Condition, Striper, Even the Devil Believes, Corey Taylor, CMFT. Oh, okay. All right, then into the top 10. Coming in number 10 was Chaos Divine, Legacies. Ahmed Punching the Sky. Ahmed Saint Punching the Sky.
That was cool.
Yeah, all right. Number 8 was Heat with Heat 2. Number 7, Testament, Titans of Creation. That was a thumbs up all around. Harlot at number 6 with Detritus of the Final Age. Number 5, Toehider. I like it, and clearly a lot of other people liked it as well. Number 4, In Malice's Wake, The Blindness of Faith. Number 3, Vanishing Point, Dead Elysium.
Yes.
Okay. Number 2, Mr. Bungle, The Raging Wrath of the Easter Bunny Demo.
No.
Yeah, you should. And number 1, AC/DC with Power Up was the most popular album of the year for the audience as far as 2020 went. Any thoughts on that before we move on? Or we covered it all last week. We're going to just move on.
I can't believe nobody mentioned Nightwish.
I'm sure you will, for everyone.
Fucking yes, I will. How can people forget that band? What the hell?
Provided there hasn't been too much blood loss, we'll get to it. Don't worry.
Half of it was all right. Half of it wasn't.
The second disc, yeah. But fuck, first disc, jeez. Anyway.
Yeah, had Nightwish released half that album as a full thing, it would have been really good.
Yeah. Well, just ignore the second disc.
Okay. I'm sure we'll get to that later on. All right. Let's get into it. Let's get this show on the road. We're going to go first off to our best new discovery that we found in the year 2020 that was not released from 2020. So this is where we get to go through things like the special episodes that we do that are usually not from the year that we're currently in covering, so to speak. So we usually do Halloween and Dickinson and Halford and all sorts of stuff this year. So that, or there's usually some holdovers that we find this year that were released sort of the year before that we didn't squeeze into the top 10. So this is our chance to give some honorable mentions and a winner to our best new discovery from 2020 that was not released in 2020. And Dave, we'll go to you first.
Oh, cool. Yeah, without a doubt, it's Halford and Fight. Holy shit.
Yep.
We did the Dickinson and Halford battle.
Yep.
And we did the Iron Maiden Judas Priest a few years ago, and easily I am Iron Maiden. I always have been, always will be.
Yep.
But fuck. I really neglected the whole Halford and Fight thing when he left Priest, but there was some really quality stuff right there. As much as I would have liked to have had Dickinson 100%, because I'm a Maiden person through and through, but yeah, it's undeniable. Halford's solo output is fucking incredible. I mean, he didn't have to go back to Priest. He could have been at Ozzy Osbourne's level, with help just under his own name, Halford. But stuff down the Fight was fantastic. If you haven't heard it, and if you don't listen to anything else I have to say throughout this entire shitty year, listen to this. It's good.
All right, Brendan, how about you?
Well, my one's a bit left field. It actually wasn't born from the show particularly, but it was kind of being we're all a bit homebound, and I normally don't watch a lot of TV, but I was going through Netflix and I watched the ZZ Top documentary.
Oh, okay.
Which was an absolute ripper, but it made me go back, because most of my knowledge of ZZ Top came from Eliminator onwards, as a lot of sort of our generation, Andrew, Dave, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, that MTV generation kind of thing, that's where a lot of the ZZ Top came from. But that was their, 8th or 9th album. So to go back to that early ZZ Top, man, there's some great stuff. They're just a fantastic band, certainly deserve their place in the zeitgeist. So yeah, that was one for me. Going back to old ZZ Top, loved it.
Still a special one in some years.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Great package.
Yeah.
I saw these guys open for Guns N' Roses at Sydney Bar.
I was there.
But, it's like they got a 45-minute set in the 30 minutes. I've never seen LaGrange played so fast. It was awesome.
Yeah. Great band.
Yeah.
All right, Tim.
Very clearly, Head and Shoulders Got Everything, the first Halloween album.
Yeah.
I never listened to it before, and it's an absolute cracker. So if you're like me and just sort of had Halloween as a name on a festival, definitely check that one out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, it's a brilliant album, that one. That was a big surprise, that one.
I told you so.
I know. Anyway, for honorable mentions for me, there is the Bruce Dickinson discography, because there's a lot there that I hadn't checked off until this year we did the special, which is cool. Another one for me was Halloween, the whole discography. Fuck me, there are some ripping albums in that, some fantastic albums in that. And if you're one of the people that, when Kiski left and you jumped off the band, boy, did you fuck up, because there's some great stuff in there. Go and dig deeper than that. And also, a left to center one is Unisonic, with the Unisonic album, which we did at the same time as doing
pretty cool.
Halloween stuff. That was a really cool album. It was a good discovery to find. But my winner was the same as Dave, actually. Halford's discography outside of Priest was mind-blowing. In particular, the Halford album Crucible, that album is a fucking ball terror. I gave it a 9.5 out of 10, and that was fucking amazing. So if you haven't heard that album, that's definitely one to go and check out. I fucking really, really enjoyed that one. All right. So now we're going to move on to the best new discovery of 2020 that was released in the same year. And so we'll go to you first, Tim, on this one.
All right. So
worked out by now.
Special mention and my actual answer are very close.
Okay.
So it's like a 1A, 1B situation.
Yeah.
But obviously, for me, if you watch the review, the Eternum album
Okay. Yep.
was really, really spectacular.
Yep.
But also Orianthi.
Yeah.
The Orianthi album. That was a surprise packet. That was very, very good.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, 1A, 1B, take it or leave it. They're both great.
Cool. All right, Dave, over to you.
Oh, man. Best Discovery 2020 has... If you saw me last week when I was gushing over this band, it's got to be Garish and the Chronicles. I mean, holy shit. Like, nipples hard, man. And I haven't been preaching, like, leading up to this to get that for camera. But holy shit, this band is the band I've been waiting for a long time. Since, like, 2000, when this style of music started to come back, you had bands like The Darkness that kind of got there. But this took me right back to when I was a kid and I was hearing these bands for the first time. I can't say enough good things about this band. They are fucking unreal. Garish and the Chronicles, if you haven't heard them, seriously check them out. I mean, hopefully they get over here. I'd love to see them live.
That'd be cool.
I'd love to see them like reach that level that so many bands almost get to, but they have everything you need to get to that level. That would be awesome.
Needs to be an underground thing though. Here won't happen any other way. But fingers crossed. Brendan.
For me, it's one that's obviously been under our noses for a couple of years and I'd never heard of, and then we got hold of their album and I haven't stopped listening to it because I think it's fucking phenomenal. David hated it. That's Private Function.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that album. You hate it, Dave, don't worry. But that was just so up my alley, that album. I just really enjoyed it. It's such a good listen. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It's wonderful. It's just brilliant. So, for me, for that was their second album. Got back to check out the first album, which is equally cool, to be honest.
It is very fun, that one too.
Yeah, agreed.
Mate, what a band. And where have they been? And I can't wait till we're all gigging properly again. And I want to check them out because, man, those guys are cool.
To be honest, it's a band I'd love to play with.
Yeah.
You guys
should get away with that too, thankfully.
That's what I mean.
You guys would be a good fit. All right. So for me, for the honourable mention side of things, Garish and the Chronicles has been covered off for the first time. Hearing that band, fuck, that was mind-blowing. The Ocean, which Tim brought to us with Phanerozoic 2, that was phenomenal. Never listened to the band before. Fuck me dead. That was awesome. And then finally, which will be sacrilegious to some people out there, but Killer Be Killed with Like and Hero. I hadn't checked out the band really before until this year.
I hadn't heard the first one.
I hadn't heard the first album either. So this is like a genuine discovery. So I still haven't heard the first album. I've got to go and listen to it when I get done with production for the year. But the winner for me, and I'm surprised Tim didn't pick this one, but the best new discovery of this year was Nuclear Power Trio.
We'll get to them later.
Yeah, they're in here.
Clear and Present Rager. Fuck, Dave, you've got to hear that EP, man. You have got to.
You need to listen to this one.
That one you must hear, Dave.
Yeah.
I'll give it a go.
Power Trio,
like this one's right up your alley.
Give it a go.
You have to listen to that one. It'll change your top 10. I reckon. It's fucking fantastic. But that was my winner for the best new discovery of 2020 by a long way. That fucking was awesome.
I didn't want to mention them too much, so.
All right. So moving on from that, we're going to go to best artwork from a 2020 release. We'll go to you first, Brendan. What do you got in this regard?
For me, I love this. I loved the album. Now, granted, it had a lot of marketing behind it, but I thought the beauty of the album cover was its simplicity, and it was actually AC/DC with Power Up, which is up there somewhere.
No, I can just
yeah, it's just a beautiful album cover. It's just subtle. It's nice. There's plenty of detail in it if you really want to look at it, but it's just a great, not just a great album, it's a great AC/DC album cover.
Yeah.
They just did a really, really good job of just nailing what they are, you know, and what they are to everyone, you know. So just sort of, as far as artwork's concerned, I reckon they really nailed it on that one. It was great.
Cool. All right, Tim, what about you?
Not gonna lie, I didn't pay attention to too many album covers this year.
Yep.
However, the two that grabbed my attention, for whatever reason, the Testament album cover always just catches my eye.
That's cool.
And the other one also, Private Function. Whose line is it anyway?
Yeah, that was great.
Fantastic work.
That was great. Took me a while to figure out what it was, but when I did.
All right. Dave, what have you got?
Yeah, there was a lot of crap. People don't care about album covers anymore, which is a real shame because I used to fucking love them.
Yes.
But I was going through all the albums I liked, and it's just like, yep. The Aussie album was kind of cool. It was a different perspective, and there was some cool, bizarre shapes and colors. But you want something more than just shapes and colors and pretty pictures and everything. But fucking Testament, Titans of Creation gave us Snake, and fucking Snake were cool. They're you can't get more metal than a fucking Snake. So, yeah. Fucking Testament, Titans of Creation, best artwork, 2020. Fuck yeah.
All right. Cool.
We're all in this together.
Yeah. Don't grind my gears, Dave.
No, that's
all right. For honorable mention side of things, I agree with Brendan on this one. AC/DC's Power Up. The simplicity was the beauty in that album cover. It's a fantastic, and the 3D relief of the photo sort of thing of it, and the way it was marketed out was very well done. So that's all I mentioned for me. Also, Vanishing Point with Dead Elysium. That was a fantastic album cover. That was cool. And also an EP that we fucking love with Red Sea, Sanguine. That cover art is simplistic but fucking well done. But the winner for me for this year's artwork was Alarum with Circle's End.
Oh, that was nice.
That was awesome. The depth in it, and the way they used it in their lyric videos and stuff too was a really complete package. So that was my winner for this year. I really enjoyed their artwork, and it's got that sort of Pink Floyd Pulse kind of effect going on. It's very, very cool. Now we're on to the live music side of things, and this will probably be a pretty short segment for the year of 2020. And we didn't have any fucking live gigs. But best gig from the local scene, Tim.
All right, so for my honourable mentions, ordinarily I don't mention gigs that I played on, just because I feel like I'm cheating, and I want to have paid money to have seen something, right?
Yeah.
But I played a few gigs before the everything got cancelled, but there was a few bands that played sets that I played with that I thought were great. So Cirrus Crown, Ablaze, Sun Traders, and High on Springfield are all fantastic bands that you should check out once things are opened up again. But the one gig, the only local gig that I did pay for, which I don't think I paid for at the end of the day, was Ragdoll and Warbirds.
Yeah.
I know I was the only one and kind of one by default, but at the same time, both these bands are fucking phenomenal. And you should definitely check them out when things open up again.
Cool. Well, Brendan, you had a bit more going on. So what about the local scene for you this year?
No, again, if you really look back over the gigs I went to in what we had 3 months, there wasn't heaps. But the one that stuck out, and I said I don't like mentioning gigs that I played on, but it was good. It was a great gig on a lot of levels. It was a great gig as a musician because we got to feel like a rock star for about 20 seconds. But also just the atmosphere in the room. And it was at Northcote Social Club. We were supporting Ablaze with Cults of Vice were down from Sydney, and Jackson the Wayward were over from Tassie. And there were 4 bands, and just we all sort of clicked backstage. Everyone was there for a good night. The crowd clicked. Northcote's a great venue. We got a really, really good pumping crowd, and it was just one of those nights. It was pretty bloody special. So yeah, even though we got to be on the stage early on, it was certainly the most memorable of the year for me.
Yeah, cool. Dave.
Yeah, this was on the day after my international gig of the year. It was a Friday night. I'd gone to the gig the night before, went to work, went straight back to this gig. It was 2 gigs in a row. It was fucking amazing. It was the day after one of the side shows from the Melodic Lock Shit Fest. It was that Whole Lot of Love, and you had Cults of Vice, Warbirds, and Ragdoll. It was more of a fucking party than a gig.
That's right. That was good. Yeah.
It was, there was a lot of disappointment leading up to that, but fucking Cults of Vice, I've been banging on about this band for so long, and they've got a guitar player in the band now, and it was my first time seeing them with this lineup, and fucking Jordan Von Gray would have to be one of the best frontmen in Australia, period. He just fucking nails it every time, and it's one of those gigs, with one of those bands where you don't exactly know what he's going to do every time you see him, and every show is different. It's just fucking nails it. And Warbirds, seriously, every time you see them live, you're just going to know you get quality because they got the songs, they got the talent, they got the performances, and they never disappoint. Ragdoll, fuck, whenever they get over here from Perth or Adelaide, wherever the fuck they're from, but they travel a long time to get to Melbourne. They're not from Melbourne, so whenever they come, I make the effort to come and see them because they're a fucking quality band, and they're like world class. You got to see them. So a Whole Lot of Love. I was exhausted when that night happened, but it was just such a fun night. There's some cool photos on Facebook from just hanging out with the bands, and it was just, like I said, a party more than the band, more than the gig. It was awesome.
Cool. I'll get to mine in a second because it's all the fucking one gig for me. That was it. So the best international gig, we'll go to you first, Tim.
All right. I went to 2 international gigs.
That's more than
both, they were probably the opposite of each other.
Yep.
But they were both very spectacular in their own way, which was Cattle Decapitation and the Pixies.
Not on the same bill.
Not on the same bill. Cattle Decapitation played with a band called Revocation too, which are excellent. And but to be honest with you, like these were 2 bands. Like again, this is kind of the 1A 1B thing, but like Cattle Decapitation are a band at the peak of their powers. That just released probably one of the best albums of the year last year, or one of the best albums of their career after a string of really good albums, and they're at the top of their powers. Whereas the Pixies were kind of the exact I don't want to say they're seasoned pros that know that they're good and are looking back at their career in retrospect. And it was really interesting to contrast the 2 gigs together because they're both very special and both very fun to go to in their own unique ways. So again, I love them both for what they were. So yeah, 1A 1B kind of thing.
Cool. Well, Brendan, what about you?
I think there was only one to pick from, to be honest.
Yep.
And it was The Darkness a couple of days before we got locked down for the first time. And if I could say something negative about it, it was that they opened with Rock and Roll Deserves to Die, and I really hoped they'd closed with it.
Yeah.
That was probably my favourite song of last year.
Yeah.
It's just such a big beast of a tune, and they delivered it, but just to open with it was almost slightly deflating. But that's purely from a selfish point of view. They're a phenomenal band. They know how to play. They know how to capture the crowd. They've got now a body of work that allows them to have a really powerful set.
Yeah.
They can basically go, they can sit there and play for 2 hours and not miss the mark. And that's what they did. At the Forum too, which is probably my favourite venue in town to see bands.
Yeah, great venue.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it was a great night. And then a couple of days later, shit got real. So
Dave.
There was a lot of disappointment with Melodic Rock Fest. I was really hoping to have 2 days of awesome, fantastic fun, but there was a lot of disappointment as it led up to it. But I did have tickets to one of the side shows, and that was for Reckless Love.
Cool.
Is that the Prince?
And I would have loved to have seen Eclipse. There was talk that Heap was going to join the bill, but that never actually eventuated. But the thing that made Reckless Love cool for me was that was a band I knew before. A lot of these other modern new bands. I found before I started doing the show, I was like, there must be bands like what I used to like when I was a kid. I Googled it, and Reckless Love, Crash Diet, and Santa Cruz came up.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll never get to see these bands live. There's no way it's going to happen. And they got announced for Melodic Rock Fest. I'm like, fuck. And then they got announced for a sideshow. I was like, okay, my money's on that. I'm going to do that. And they came through. And they were one of these bands that actually sent condolences to Australia for the bushfires that was happening. So I was like, okay, these are pretty cool guys. So they actually were over here. They came through. They fulfilled their commitment, and it happened. And fuck, I was so grateful to the band for actually doing that. And then to hear these songs I'd be listening to live, and for them not to disappoint me live, because that can happen sometimes. Yeah. Just such a great fucking night. And the Stinger just nails it. He's what you hear on the record is one thing, but when you hear him perform live, it's just, fuck yeah, you got something special. And the band was tight. They played all the cool songs. They got the crowd ready. There was interaction. There was a fun vibe because they played Sydney later on. They played the Melodic Rock Festival, fucking 5 hours or whatever it was. They played that in Melbourne, but it was something special being the first time they ever played in Australia live, and I was there for that. And I'm actually on their Instagram account because they got the crowd heated up for the song Hot.
Yep.
And that's actually my number one song on Spotify for the year. And my kids love that song. They love just, I can't get that song on all the time because it gets everyone happy. Everyone's jumping around, dancing, having fun. It's a fantastic song. It's like summer and winter when there's no summer. It's a great song. They're a great band. And just getting to see them live was just fuck yeah. And Midnight Alibi played that gig as well. I never heard anything of their stuff. They delivered. I was impressed with them. Yep. And Warbirds and White Widow were on there as well. So it was a good night, but fucking Reckless Love live, I was happy to see them. It came through.
Awesome. Well, does Sting returning to AEW count? Because that's about as close as I got to an international thing this year. I went to one gig and one gig only throughout the whole of 2020. And that was the Ragdoll gig with Warbirds at Stay Gold, I believe it was.
Yep.
Ragdoll may as well be in another country as far as we're concerned at the moment. So, that sort of classifies as international. But Warbirds, we know and love. That was a fantastic set from them. It always is. If you have yet to see Warbirds, fuck, I don't know why, but if you've yet to see that band, make sure you do go and see them because they are one of the best. They are phenomenal. But to see Ragdoll for the first time, I know that this year was a complete disaster in that regard, but I got to see Ragdoll for the first time ever, so that was cool. We were exhausted. We were leading up to the wedding planning at that point in time, so there wasn't a lot of spare energy to go around. But I'm glad I made the effort to go and see that one before it all. Was it before? I don't know when it was. Maybe it was after the wedding. Fuck. When was that gig? Was it March?
March? Maybe just after the wedding.
Maybe I was talking to you. Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, it was around that time. There wasn't a lot of energy left to give in the tank at that point in time with everything because we went in state for the wedding and that. So, but yeah, I'm glad we made an effort to go and do that while I think Nikki's going on in Messenger. Yes, she is. I just saw. This is the song. Okay, I want to know what song it is now. All right, so that's Nikki's contribution to our top 10.
Thanks, Nikki. That's the shit we needed right there.
Anyway, so that was my one and only gig for the year was the Ragdoll with Warbirds. It was fantastic. So hopefully as many, there wasn't a huge turnout, which is a sad thing. We did stream live on the Hard Rock page for the first time in Donkey so much that I didn't know you couldn't turn the camera horizontal to vertical and it would fuck with it. So anyway, that was different. Learned a new thing that day. But on to something very different that is often one of the most fun parts of the year for us. We're now going to go to the most disappointing release of 2020. Does anyone want to go first on this? I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. All right. Okay. All right. Dave wants to go first. What was your most disappointing release? He wants to go first, but he forgot his prop. What the fuck is this shit? This is where you normally get the cane and come off the stage, isn't it?
Okay. This is like on the fly. Okay. This band, their album a few years ago was fantastic, and I loved hearing. So this is like a 70s influence band. This is Blues Pills.
Okay.
Now, this album a few years ago was absolutely amazing. I got this on vinyl as well. I got the special edition DVD. They got a lineup change, and they had an album called Holy Moly this year. And fuck me, it was just what was special about this band. It's just gone. It's not terrible, but it's not outstanding like it was. I had a lot of hopes for this band. Second album was all right. I think this is the third one. And I
think so, yeah.
Meh. So they had so much potential, and yeah. That's it. Yeah. Shit.
All right. Brendan, what was yours?
It was quite simply Marilyn Manson with We Are Chaos. It was a bunch of pimply, dribbly, boring dog shit, which he tends to do from time to time. I'm a massive Marilyn Manson fan when he nails it. Sometimes he misses the mark. This was fucking boring. So, yeah, I know you guys didn't agree, and I really don't give a shit.
I agree with you. Yeah.
I'm not a man. I liked it. I'm not a massive Marilyn Manson
You're
fan.
allowed to. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just telling you it was really bad.
I'm telling you you're wrong. You're wrong.
It appealed to the soy latte in me.
Really?
Soy lattes.
How many times have you listened to it since?
Fuck,
Actually, a few times.
Yeah, I have listened to it, and fuck, I did
a few times. If you go to my Spotify top plays, Paint You With My Love's in there.
But really, is it?
Yeah, it is.
But is it?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's mine. Tim, what's yours? Come on.
Yeah, Tim, go on.
Runners up, Devil Driver. Most disappointing release, Deftones.
Yeah,
I agree. That's shit.
Yeah, given the hype that was leading up to that album, and then it was released, and then everyone just went. It was like the Game of Thrones finale. Like everyone just went, all right, let's forget this ever happened and move on.
Oh no! I liked the way Game of Thrones did it. I thought it was spinning.
No, it was shit.
Yeah, but you've been in lockdown. You should be on your third rewatch by now. Have you watched it?
Watched it once, man. I haven't got fucking time to watch the TV shows more than once.
Awful.
Yeah.
Not awful.
Awful. The end was awful.
All right. Is everyone else done? Oh, fuck.
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah.
All right. So I will agree with Brendan on the Manson one. That was a bit of a. It didn't make the cut, but yeah, I agree with Brendan. That was a disappointment, really. Okay.
Again.
Yeah, I know. But my honorable mentions, the actual three, the Struts with Strange Days. I was hoping for so much more out of that album. I did listen to the first one, and this one was just, it didn't, this band is so overhyped that I just don't think they've got it. I don't think they'll last.
I agree.
But, yeah, not worth the time.
Comparisons to the Rolling Stones make me vomit.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's a thing?
Oh, yeah.
I'll get fucked.
Oh, yeah.
I'd compare them more to Kesha.
And even that's being generous, I think.
Yeah, you can say you can laugh at that, but look at the single from the first album. Who was on it?
They lean way too heavily on having guest spots to get them over. It's like a tag team wrestler that can't wrestle.
To be fair, right, I actually did say there was a Rolling Stones like track on that album, and then I looked at it, and Tom Morello plays guitar on it.
Yeah.
No,
and that was it. It's the one highlight of the album.
Yeah. Another mention for me is the Smashing Pumpkins with Sear. And I didn't have super high expectations, but it just did nothing really. And it was like, okay, from this band, was that
really
nice?
Done nothing. Period.
Yeah, it sucked.
Never did.
Wasn't great. And also a band I love, which is Hailstorm with the Reimagined EP. They usually put out these kick-ass EPs, and for this EP to come out, wasn't a horrible thing, but it was pretty flat by comparison to a lot of the other stuff they've done, and just didn't do a lot for me. But my winner for this year for the most disappointing release, and it's not due to taste, it's due to execution. And Brendan, I have you to thank for this. Tommy Lee, Andrew, what the fuck was that? I'd take the taste out of it. It was just poorly executed from top to bottom. That was a shit show we recorded. And but someone should know better.
Yeah, the reason I didn't give that most disappointing is because I had such low expectation.
Agreed.
Because I had high expectations for Manson, and he gave me a pimply pile of shit. I expected a pimply pile of shit from fucking Tommy Lee, and that's what I got. So
yeah, I didn't expect something to be that badly executed. That's like he walked away from the computer halfway through a song.
yeah, it was
I did
bloody.
not expect that.
So you're expecting Tommy Lee to release the Smashing Pumpkins album, and instead he released it.
Yeah, that's probably about right. Oh, that was bizarre.
Yeah, it was awful.
It was, yeah, that can go to bin again.
Yep.
All right. So from that to a complete 180, the biggest surprise packet of 2020 for us. Tim, let's go to you first on this.
Runners up, Blue Oyster Cult.
Mm-hmm.
This album grew on me like a quarter of the way into listening to it, and by the end of it, it just made me happy. It was a really good listen. If anyone wants the surprise packet. And the winner is obviously Orianthi with O. I went into that with the lowest of low expectations, and I ate my words within about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very, very good album.
Yeah. Cool. Brendan.
Ditto, Tim. It's Orianthi by a fucking mile.
Yeah.
When we reviewed it, we all thought we knew what to expect, and we were all wrong. And we all ate humble pie and went,
yep,
release an amazing album. So, yeah, it's an absolute no-brainer, Orianthi.
Yeah. Dave?
We might actually agree on something, but yeah, I got Orianthi's O as well. And checking out her O would be amazing, and her fucking music is fantastic as well. Yeah, it was a damn good listen from start to finish.
Yeah.
And it's based simply on musical talent. She's a fantastic singer, songwriter, performer. And if you haven't given her the time of day before, this is the fucking album to listen to. Seriously, it is fantastic.
Yeah.
Is it 4 from 4?
4 from 5. Hey, yeah, it is 4 from 4, but I've got one to mention something. First up is actually Nightwish with Human Nature. I don't have generally high expectations. That album actually impressed me, so I'll give credit where due for that one. Also, Nuclear Power Trio, A Clear and Present Rager. Again, that should not have worked as well as it did, but fuck me, it was amazing. Also, The Ocean with Thanarozoid too. There's a couple of albums that Tim brought to our attention, but yeah, I had no idea what I was going into for that one. And you read the description, so sort of more, I don't know, atmospheric or doomy, whatever. And it didn't really look like what the press would make you think it was. It was so much better than that by a long, long way. It was an amazing release. But yeah, the winner is 4 from 4. Orianthi with O. What a fucking album that is. That is stunning. Like I'm grateful that she shared the review and all that sort of stuff. But fucking like that should put her, like, she's had a huge hit in the past, a huge pop hit. This should put her over like beyond that. This album is mind-blowingly good. So yeah, I would love to see this one get the respect it deserves. If you've never listened to her before, or you have and didn't like it, this album is a must listen for this year.
I would love to see her tour and go, which I wouldn't have said 12 months ago.
Same.
Yeah, I want to see
on the back of that album.
I want to see it live. I want to see it live.
The songs would work too.
Yeah. I want to go and see her play this album live. I would go and watch that show comfortably. Fuck, it'd be fantastic. And while we're keeping on the positive vibes, the best debut from 2020 for us this year. Let's go to you, Dave.
All right. Best debut, Wicked Smile, Delirium. That was a great listen. It was just a fun, enjoyable. It ticked all the right boxes. You got cool songs, you got flashy guitar work, good singing. Just, start and finish. It was an enjoyable song. Enjoyable EP, I think 4 songs.
EP, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
I'd like to hear more from this band. They got a hell of a lot of potential. So, yeah, best debut, Wicked Smile.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right. Brendan.
I liked the band we played with. We sort of, I think it's when we were recording, Dave played us a bit, Sun Traders, their EP Dark Matter.
Yeah.
It was a
I haven't
really
listened to that yet.
big sounding thing. It's a booming fucking EP.
I want to review it. We never got around to it, so yeah.
Yeah, really, really solid release. nice guys. Yeah, just looking forward to what they come up with next.
Yeah,
because they're working hard at it now. So yeah, it'll be good. It'll be really good.
Awesome. Tim, what about you?
Yeah, shout out to Eternum as a runners-up.
Yep.
Fantastic. I mentioned it before. However, it is very clearly Nuclear Power Trio. This is the I feel bad doing this because it's an EP, but it's like the 4 best songs of the year.
Yeah.
Like, frankly, yeah.
It's hard to argue, but
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, for mentions, I had Silverthorn with Tear the Sky Wide Open. I think it was a cracking. Yeah, it was good from way back earlier on. Good debut EP. And I got a couple of local ones as well in this. Wartooth with Program Dichotomy, a really good Aussie album. It was a cool debut from them. Very, very cool. And also Marcus Astamoinen with Puzzle Pieces. That was a really cool debut album. So well done on that one too. But the winner for mine was Nuclear Power Trio with Rager. My fucking God. As far as EPs go, that debut is stunning. Yeah. Fuck me dead. I know that Tim didn't want to mention too much, and I've probably gone and done the opposite of that, but fuck. I said it before, I'll say it again. Listen to that EP. It's an instrumental EP that should not work that well. Yeah. It shouldn't work that well. Fuck. Yeah. It's the perfect gimmick, the whole lot. It's not just the songs, it's the gimmick. You know, the videos, the imagery, the whole works. It's just so well executed.
It has no right to be as good as it is.
No, it should be shit. It should be shit, but it's anything but. So it's fantastic.
Yeah. You know what it is? It's they've taken like, you know when like you put like a stupid bet on a horse that's going 100-1 and it wins? Yeah. That's what they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did.
Yeah. And they wrote it and they fucking got it across the line.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome. I love that EP.
Well done to them. Fucking seriously, well done to them.
Tim shared it a few times. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And I listened to it. Ooh. Hello.
Yeah. You have to listen to that EP. It's what, 15, 20 minutes at tops?
Yeah, thereabouts, yeah.
Worth every minute.
It's fucking brilliant. So well done. Anyway, on to other things. We have the best video category up next. So best video released in 2020, Brendan.
Okay, I'm going controversial.
Okay.
We ready for this?
I'm ready.
The best video by far this year is Bowling for Soup and Alexa Bliss.
Yeah. I haven't seen
Agreed.
it.
You what?
Okay. That is like I have it in my honorable mentions.
I'll look it up and I'll squeeze into the TV card of the episode, okay?
That is my favorite video of the year. And it's not to say it's a masterpiece, it's absolutely absurd, but hey, I like that kind of thing. And I couldn't nominate my own video because I like that too. So Bowling for Soup, Alexa Bliss. There you
go. All right. Tim?
All right, so again, I had Bowling for Soup, Alexa Bliss as an honorable mentions. for asking the important questions, why isn't everyone more like Alexa Bliss?
Yeah.
The chat's Dine and Dash for featuring the Democracy Manifest guy.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Wolfgang Van Halen has to get mentioned because, well, obviously.
Yeah.
Cool.
But the best video is Nuclear Power Trio, Vladimir Putin, Kim Jong-un, and Donald Trump playing pickup basketball.
Yeah.
Yep.
Again, it should be crap, but it is the best EP ever released.
All right. Dave, follow that up.
This was earlier in the year, and I fucking love this video the first time I saw it. It's a fantastic song, and the video just really sums up modern society. Best video of the year, Nightwish with the song Noise. Fantastic song, and the video just fucking nails a lot of just modern attitudes and what people strive for, and it's just holding the mirror up to people and just saying, is this really what you fucking want? just love when bands do that and they like turn society on its head and reflect it back at you. And Nightwish fucking nailed it with that song in that video.
Yeah. Cool. All right, so for mentions, I've got a few on this one. So Nuclear Power Trio, Grab by the Pyongyang. I think we've covered that one well and truly. Nightwish Noise as well. I think that's a fantastic video. I think that's very well done. I've also picked The Who with Sad But True. I think that video is incredibly well executed. Despite what you might think of the cover or not, I think that the video itself is fantastic. And then also I picked Red Sea with Hopelessly, the haunting video of them in Sydney just wandering through, like during lockdown, was perfect for the time it came out. But my winner for this, the best video, has to be Mammoth WVH, Wolfgang Van Halen, The Distance. Fuck me dead. Like, as a dad, that is just like, as a son and a father at the same time, you watch that at the tail end of it. If that doesn't hit you in the heart, there is something fucking wrong with you, because that got tears out of me and Jody, and fuck, even thinking about it is just, if you can get that emotional,
it hits all the right notes. And for him to share that personal stuff with the world, like, dude, you didn't have to do that, and it's
so soon
after. Privilege. It's a privilege for every fan that's followed the band for so long to be able to see that personal stuff, and for him to be open. I mean, it might be closure for him, but it's just personal, and it was amazing for us to be able to see it. I loved it.
Yeah, no, it stood out to me because just the journey the video takes as well, from birth through it's just fucking, if someone missed it, fuck me dead, unfuck that and watch that video. And if it does make you feel something, you got a heart of stone, I'll tell you what. Fuck, that was phenomenal. All right, on to a category that may or may not go that well this year. It's best live clip for 2020. There aren't a lot to choose from, I don't think. Tim,
I didn't do it.
You didn't do it? All right, well then Dave can sit this out for a second. But Tim, Brendan, what do you got there?
All right, so best live clip for 2020 was the first really well done pandemic concert, which was a Dropkick Murphys gig. Again, playing to no one, empty stage, but it was done well. They played, the thing was mixed properly, it was shot properly, it was shot really tight, so you couldn't tell that there was no crowd. But at the same time, it didn't insult your intelligence and acknowledge that there was no crowd. But out of the pandemic gigs, it was very clearly the best one done. I think they got to like 1 million or something views watching it live.
Wow.
As well. So yeah, well, I mean, they do a big concert every year for St. Patrick's Day, and obviously that got nixed this year, so they did it over Facebook, and it went extremely well. The runner-up, so I'm going to do this backwards, but the runner-up, again, I watched this. The clip that I watched the most was just Lamb of God playing on Zoom.
Yeah. Okay.
Man, again, it was only 3 tracks, but I watched that thing over and over again just because I love the band.
Awesome. Cool. Brendan?
Yeah, I actually forgot the Corey Taylor one he did more recently was fantastic. He did another very similar to what you're saying with the Dropkick Murphys. I haven't seen that one, but managed to put on like a full stage show without being patronising. It was a very well done, well shot, well performed thing. Which would be bloody hard as a performer, I think, to actually.
Yeah.
So
played a no crowd.
Yeah, like hats off to them because they presented it well, they performed, they really gave their all. Blood, sweat, and tears, rock and roll to an empty room.
Yeah,
it must be fucking strange, but that was pretty impressive as well.
Cool. Well, I'm only going to go with the one that I even checked out this year. I didn't get a chance to sit down and watch any. I think the only live stream I watched was actually Red Sea doing their performance in the rehearsal studio live. That's the only one I watched. That was cool though. So yeah, if you haven't checked that one out, go and look it up. But the winner for me was actually Metallica Moth in the Flame from S&M 2. That's the one I found online. I watched it and I thought it actually makes me want to sit down and watch the whole S&M. Like the review made me want to go and watch it, but watching that song solidified that I want to sit down with it, a couple of hours and really ingest it properly. So that was one for me that really stood out because also the arrangement of the song, like it works really, really well in that setting. So that's what I really enjoyed about it.
Yeah, the visual really helps it. Diane and I actually did it the other night. We sat in here and light sound, we cranked it, and it's a pretty special experience to watch Like sonically, it's okay, but to get the full thing makes a massive difference.
Yeah, no, it's one you got to watch. I reckon that one
for sure.
Yeah. All right, best song for 2020, Dave. You better have this one.
Yeah, I good.
Okay. So our best song for 2020, Dave. You're going to go first.
Yes. Oh man, like similar to my best video, Noise, Nightwish. It was one of the early songs from this year. And I keep going back to it for months and months, and I just fucking love the song. And the album diverses a little bit from what Nightwish are known for, but this album is just a pure Nightwish song. But it's got some extra elements that draw you into the album, so it works on just about every level you need a good song to work on. It's just got great hooks, great performances, and it's fucking heavy in parts. And just love the song. Nightwish, Noise. If you don't like it, you're an idiot.
All right. Brendan, follow it up.
A song that has got me through this year, and it's for a strange reason, and I'll probably get beat up in the street for this, but I don't really care. Wait till you get to the next one. But anyway, because I'm stuck driving a shitty old ute, I've only got Triple M. The song that has really got me through this year, because I think it's amazing, is Death by Rock and Roll by The Pretty Reckless.
Okay, cool.
It's been so long since I've had a song I could listen to on commercial radio that made me want to turn it up, play it loud, and keep driving.
Yeah.
That is a belter of a song. Performs so well. She's got a stunning voice. Great band. Yeah, it's a commercially accessible song, but fucking fair play to them. It is a belter of a tune.
Probably no one we should get around to reviewing at some point.
Yeah. Well, there's no album yet.
Okay.
That's off. Yeah, it's only released as a single for the moment. So I think it's an upcoming album. They're probably sitting on it like everyone else.
Yeah.
But geez, what a tune. Fucking love it.
Cool. Tim.
All right, best song, runner-up, second best song of the year. Was stuck in my head for weeks. World War III by Testament.
Yeah.
It's absolute cracker. And the winner actually ruined reviews for me because every time I went to listen to another album, I just kept on thinking of this song. So Insane in the Ukraine by Nuclear Power Trio.
Insane in the Ukraine. I love it.
This like that guitar hook just kills me every time.
It's a ripper.
That EP has the best song titles of the year.
Oh, yeah. Between that and Grabbing by the Pyongyang.
Yeah. Fuck. All right. So for me, in the mentions category, I've got Silverthorn with Tear the Sky Wide Open. That hook is fantastic. The vocal performance that goes with it is it just sold me, and I've not gotten sick of listening to that at all. Another mention is Private Function with Aubrey Wodonga.
Yeah.
That hook is my fucking God. Like, if you've ever taken a long drive, like up the East Coast, you'll know what that song fucking means, and that is beautifully done, well played to Private Function. Then also Girish and the Chronicles with Identity Crisis. That song, the band, it's the perfect gateway to that band. It's fucking phenomenal. So that's a great song. But the winner for me is the same as the video. It's a Mammoth TVH with Distance. The impact that song, the video, the whole thing combined had on me as a person. To have a song that sort of inspires you, to get personal for a second, the kids having the world's singularly best relationship with their biological father. And so for me, that song inspired me to want to make up for that even more than I already try to, kind of thing. So for a song to have that impact to you on a personal level in your life, it's hard to go, come on. So there you go. That's why that song meant a hell of a lot to me. And yeah, it's going to stay with me for a very, very long time. So well done to Wolfgang on that, because he did all of it himself, and fuck me good luck getting close to it this year for me.
Nice.
Anyway, changing gears completely, we're going to go to a new category. We haven't really done this one before, and that's best cover song for 2020. I'm out. You're out. Okay, so Brendan, what have you got in this regard?
I'll have can I do a honourable mention and a whinge at the same time? She Had with I Got You.
Okay.
Which is a really, really good version of a fucking great song. It's just annoying that it takes a band that's been around for 20 years doing a cover to get played on fucking commercial radio. but they are playing it. They're playing it heavily, and they're actually pushing She Had, and it's just fucking embarrassing that it's taken this bloody long because I love that band.
Okay.
It's a very cool version. But my favourite cover, and if I wasn't getting beat up before, I will now, Nickelback.
Ah!
Never went down to Georgia. I love their version of that. I reckon they absolutely fucking nailed it.
They smoked it.
They did, and they did something different with it. You know, it was just so good. And Korn did a version like a couple of months beforehand, and they absolutely blitzed it. So hats off to you, Chad, and your cronies. You've done a great job.
I forgot that one. That's a great one. That's, well played. I forgot that one. Tim.
All right. 2 honourable mentions. As just came out recently, The Who, Sad But True. I actually love the cover.
Yeah.
But I'm a sucker for the band. One, when we were reviewing the album, I don't know, my mum used to play this song, so it kind of stuck with me. Blackstone Cherry playing Don't Bring Me Down.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was pretty fun. But the best cover song of the year, there is only one answer, and it's Body Count playing Ace of Spades.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I forgot that one too. Forgot that one as well. That Body Count album's a fucking ripper, isn't it?
It is a ripper.
Yeah. All right, for me, considering it was one of my more disappointing releases of the year, it's weird to put the song in, but Hailstorm with Break In. Did Duet between Lizzie Hale and Evanescence.
Amy Lee.
Yeah. That duet was really well done. I thought that was a beautiful performance, well captured. So, we're talking about a band covering their own song, but it was a very cool arrangement for it. Another one for me is Lily with Better. I really liked the way they rearranged that song completely, made it something different to the original by a long way, but it was very well done. Also, Hidden Intent with Pub Feed. That's a different take on things as well. It was a bit of fun. And my winner is Who with Bad But True. I think they did a really good version of it. I know that Brendan's not the world's biggest fan of it, but for me, I fucking loved it. The video, along with the way they arranged it and the way it sounds being performed by the Mongolian traditional instruments with the vocal to go with it, I really, really enjoyed it. It struck a chord for me. So there we have it. That's it for that stuff. Now we're into the really, really pointy end of all these things now. We're into the last 3 things to go through. We have the honorable mentions section before we get to our final top 10s of the year. So we're going to go to the local scene first. These are 5 releases that we really, really loved, but couldn't quite get into our top 10s. So, Dave, you missed the last couple while he's filling his mouth with
Donut.
Donuts and beer. What a great combination. All right, Dave, what?
All of life's problems. Right.
5 honorable mentions for the local scene.
I haven't got 5. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4. But these are really good fucking 4, and I feel bad for not being able to put these into the main 10.
Yep.
But they deserve a mention. Wicked Smile Delirium, as I said, best debut. Really good EP. If you haven't had a chance, listen to it.
Yep.
Einstein Prophecy.
Okay. Cool.
I've seen various incantations of this band live, and they always deliver. The core unit are really really talented, regardless of who's singing. Well worth your time.
Yep.
This will test me. Marcus Sastamonian?
Sastamonian.
Yeah, what they said. Puzzle pieces. I can say puzzle pieces, but fuck that was a really good listen. I really enjoyed listening to it, and I tried to get it into the top 10, but it just bumped it out.
Yeah.
Fuck, seriously, that dude has got some serious talent and can write some great songs. So if you haven't had a chance, give it a listen.
Yeah.
And Pro Hider, I like it. But
okay, cool.
Yeah, fuck, I wanted to get that into the top 10 again, but yeah, we could do quality release and serious talent. But yeah, there's so much that just bumped it out. It would have been in there if there wasn't other things. So yeah. All EPs or albums worth your time. Check out.
Cool. Brendan, over to you. 5 honorable mentions for the local scene.
One I loved that I guess they're stable mates of ours now on Headstone Records. Rattleback with Weeding the Garden State. This album is fucking insane. It's so berserk. You probably haven't heard it, but you should.
I haven't. What is it again? Say it again.
The band's called Rattleback.
Okay, yep.
And the album's called Weeding the Garden State.
Okay. Okay, I haven't checked it out at all.
It's cool. It's insane. Yeah, there's like 1 minute songs. It's absolutely berserk.
Man, it doesn't like Dream Theater.
No, it ain't no Dream Theater. Let me tell you.
Man,
It's cool. This one had was Vessel. I love that Vessel album. Vagabond Blues. That was a ripper. Didn't squeeze in. Vanishing Point with Dead Elysium. I don't think I gave it the best review in the world, but it's actually stuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good album. It's a really good album. I loved it. Didn't sneak in. The Casanovas with Reptilian Overlord.
Nice, yeah.
Was a really good album. And this is the one that hurts me the most. Red Sea. I left out, and I can't believe I did.
Yeah.
Sanguine or whatever it's called.
Sanguine, yeah.
Yeah, that's Jesus Christ. That's an amazing piece of work, and that should be in there. I feel a bit bad.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I agree with you. Tim?
Purely personal, just albums that I listen to the most, to be honest with you. But again, for the locals, the Babes, Dive Bars and Muscle Cars.
Cool. Yep.
The In Malice's Wake album, I really wanted to get in, but yeah. Riff Raiders, Rock and Roll Daydream.
Yeah.
Well, the other one. Again, pre-pandemic, The Chats, High Risk Behavior.
Yeah.
Listened to a lot, yeah. And Legacies by Chaos Divine.
Yeah.
Again, phenomenal album. I think that's the one that probably should have gone in the top 10, but just it's number 11.
Yeah. Cool. Well, for me, it's funny. There's a lot of crossover and one different in this one. So Malice is like Finest of Fate. That was a phenomenal album. Couldn't quite squeeze into the top 10. Fuck, it's worthy of being in there as a ripper. Alarum, Circle's End. That album for me was fantastic. I
can't believe they didn't get in for you.
No, they didn't get in for me. So, but fuck, that was awesome. I really loved that one. Marcus Astamoynan again, Puzzle Pieces, another ripping album. Fantastic. Red Sea, Sanguine. The only reason it didn't is it's an EP. If it was an album.
that was a good listen.
But you've got another EP in there, though, don't you?
In my top 10?
Yeah.
No.
You don't?
No, not my top 10.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. No, my EPs didn't make my top 10. Yeah, well, when it came down to picking, that was one of the deciding factors. Was like, is it an EP or an album? Albums got preference over EPs. So there you go. And Vanishing Point, Dead Elysium. That was another one for me in the locals as well. Ooh. I wanted to get it in, and it grew on me more and more as the year went on, but couldn't quite get there in the end. So now we go from that to the internationals. So let's go to you first, Tim, on this one. International, 5 honour mentions for international bands.
Okay, look. Unfortunately, I had the same EP rule.
Yeah.
So my favourite release was, of course, Nuclear Power Trio, but being at 4 tracks, I could not call it Album of the Year.
Yep.
But that is an honourable mention. Also,
it hurts to do that, but
it does. But damn, Seetha, Seamus Puckham Parabellum. An honourable mention. Yep. The Holy Moly by Blues Pills. I actually really liked that.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it.
Oh by Orianthi.
Yeah.
Definitely deserves an honourable mention.
Oh.
And again, feels like a million miles ago, being released in January. But Underneath by Code Orange.
Okay, cool.
Is definitely an honourable mention. It's a very good album.
All right. Brendan.
I had Lucifer with 3.
Yep.
I love that album. I love that band. John Petrucci, Terminal Velocity.
Yeah, I figured you'd have this up there.
I loved that and couldn't get it in, which really hurt. Havoc with V or 5 or
5.
Yeah. That was an amazing album. Loved it. Testament, Titans of Creation. Love it. Didn't get in there. And staggeringly, Avatar, Hunter and Gareth.
Okay, cool.
Didn't get in. Love it. Didn't make it.
Nice. All right. Dave?
When we reviewed this guy, I can't believe I was the one that was defending it, but Marilyn Manson with We Are Chaos.
Yeah.
we did a few of his albums for the Halloween special last year. And I said during then that, you know, Manson is some of the things that I love about music and some of the things I hate. So there's been some great stuff and there's been some shit stuff, but I really enjoyed that album. Another honorable mention was Marco Hilatelia. I think that's his last name, but the bass player of Nightwish. And I've always enjoyed his vocals within Nightwish, so to have a whole album from him. Pirate of a Black Heart, that was a really cool release, and to see a completely different
opening song is fantastic on that.
Yeah, it's a really good listen. So if you haven't heard it, give it a listen. And Silver Throne, Tear the Sky Wide Open. I wanted to get that into the top 10 as well, but it just bumped out. Fuck, that's a good EP. I want to see what this band has in store. But yeah, that's my three honorable mentions.
Yeah. Well, for me, I've got one in between the local and the international. I'm not sure where to squeeze it in. So I'm going to go with Orianthi and O. Couldn't quite make it into the top 10s as much as I wanted it to. But fuck, that's a fantastic release. So that's, you know, a bit of each way on the Australian because she was originally from Australia, but now she's overseas. So I did an each way bet. And just I'm going to bend the rules because I never do. I'm going to do it this year along. I'm going to add Body Count with Carnivore into an honorable mention. That was a fantastic, very surprising release. I didn't think I would enjoy that one as much as I did. Then you go to Havoc with 5. That was a phenomenal release, that one. Same with Tim, Nuclear Power Trio, a clear and present Rager. I can't get enough of that EP. It's fucking phenomenal. Silverthorn, Tear the Sky Wide Open, same as Dave. That's a phenomenal EP again, well worth checking out. And I also picked Testament, Titans of Creation. That is a banger of an album. Didn't quite make it into the top 10, but fuck me. It is a beast. And yeah, the funny thing is about, you know, you have these mentions that we have, and you know that on another day they probably make it into your top 10. Like they're fucking fantastic release. So there's no shame in it, so to speak, but it's just hard to pick what you want to do in that regard. All right, let's see if this works. Hey! Time for the main event. Time for the main event. I got it working on a new system here, so I'm testing things out as I go along. This is a completely new rig for me. Time for the top 10 of 2020, our individual choices. So, do you have a volunteer to go first on this, or?
I will.
All right, go for it.
Okay. Number 10, Testament, Titans of Creation. As I said in the review last week, that it just reminded me of early Testament. It was a great fucking thrash album. Number 9, AC/DC Power Up.
Oh, cool.
Best thing I've done in a long time, but not as good as Ball Breaker or Stiff Upper Lip, but definitely better than Rock or Bust.
Yep.
Number 8, Armored Saint, Punch the Sky. It's inspired me to check out more albums from that band because I seriously think they're underappreciated. Number 7, Orianthi O.
Yeah.
Fuck, that was an amazing listen. If you haven't heard it, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Number 6, Heat with Heat 2.
Yeah.
Part of me thinks that should have been higher up, but it just didn't fit. I mean, as shit as 2020 was, and as sure I am that bands are sitting on albums, there was some serious quality releases.
Yeah. Next year is going to be a monster.
It really is. Bands are sitting on stuff until they can tour it. Okay, top 5. Vanishing Point, Denalism, a long time coming, but certainly worth the wait.
Yeah.
Definitely, I love symphonic metal, and this is easily the best symphonic metal band Australia has to offer. They are world class. 4, Ozzy Osbourne with Ordinary Man. I've been an Ozzy fan for such a long time, and he's changed as the times come. And at this point in his career, I think it's certainly fitting a release for him with his health problems and where he's at in his career. I just fucking love listening to it. It was such a sentimental album. Yeah. We didn't have a Dream Theater album this year, but number 3, John Petrucci with Terminal Velocity. Oh, fuck. John Petrucci and Mike Portnoy together. Fuck, that just gave me, both nipples were like fucking pointy.
Mate, Nuclear Power Trio kicks its ass.
Oh, no, not going to happen.
Trust me, you got to listen to it.
Okay. This is where it gets interesting because my number 2 was my number 1 for most of the year. And I fucking love my number 2 pick. But congratulations to the number 1. Garish and the Chronicles, Rock the Highway. You fucking deserve to knock one of my favorite bands off the number 1 point because your album is fucking amazing. Nightwish, Human to Nature, number 2. I fucking love this album. Number 2. The second disc is forgettable, but for being a fan of this band for such a long time and to see how they come, and it's a really personal album because Thomas Holopainen, who writes most of the lyrics, was in a really dark place 10 years ago.
Yeah.
See how far he's come musically and professionally and personally. It's an honest album. And that would have been my number 1 for a very long time. And to see how quickly it's been forgotten just shows how important touring is for a band because the album dropped, it ran its cycle, and then it's been forgotten, which is for a band of Nightwish level is fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
I'm really horrified.
Pushed it with any singles and videos either, so
yeah. But at the time, they released a song, a lyric video or a single for every single song on the album. It got its time within 2 weeks.
Yeah, in hindsight,
you got to push it. That's bad.
But they probably didn't know that the pandemic was coming, so that was their marketing ploy. So, but Garish and the Chronicles, fuck me. I heard the album a couple of years ago, and like I said during the review last week, it's made me feel like I did 30 years ago when I was a kid first discovering rock and roll. It is an outstanding fucking album. So I had to knock. There's Guns N' Roses, and then there's Nightwish, and there's Young Dave and there's Old Dave. So these bands, Guns N' Roses and Nightwish, are like that.
Yeah.
And for me to knock Nightwish off the number 1 place,
that's a big thing.
I want to fucking give Garish and the Chronicles that massive push. This band deserves it, and if this band can open up some avenues for other bands, seriously, you got your big bands and you got the bands that ride the ride whatever these bands break down.
Yeah.
This can actually be the answer that we've been looking for a very long fucking time. I've been looking forward to an album like this for so long. So, Garish and the Chronicles, number 1, Rock the Highway, 2020, bang.
Wow. You should see the messages I was sending me before we sat down and filmed this one because, the proof is there. Every time we listened to it, it went higher in his rankings.
Yeah, it really did.
All
right, Tim, let's go to you next.
All right, here we go. Number 10, Private Function. Whose line is it anyway?
Yeah.
Number 9, Killer Be Killed, Reluctant Hero.
Yeah.
Number 8, Eternum, Alone But for the Breath of Beasts.
Yes, it's a good album.
Great album title too.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7, Body Count, Carnivore.
Yeah.
Number 6, Harlot, Detritus of the Final Age.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5, The Ocean, Phanerozoic.
Yeah.
However the fuck that's pronounced. Number 4, Testament, Titans of Creation.
Yeah.
Number 3, Havoc 5. Number 2, the self-titled album, Lamb of God.
Okay, cool.
And number 1, Mr. Bungle, The Raging Wrath of the Easter Bunny Demo.
Yeah. There's going to be a tremendous album, I think.
That is a phenomenal piece of work.
Yeah. It's a good list, man. Very, very hard to fault anything on that at all. Brendan, what have you got for us?
Yeah, mine's quite different, but we'll see how this rolls.
Okay.
Number 10, I had Corey Taylor with CMFT. The more I listen to it, the more I like it. I know it's not for everyone, but I dig it. Who cares?
All right.
Number 9, The Babes, Dive Bars and Muscle Cars. I could not get away from that album. I love it.
It's a good album.
Yeah. Number 8, Riff Raiders, Rock and Roll Daydream. Such a good album.
It is.
Number 7, Can't Believe You Lads Left It Out, Nuclear Power Trio with a Clear and Present Razor. It is so damn good it bloody well deserves to be in there.
It's an EP.
I don't care. We've discussed this in the past. I said, but you said releases. So,
to be honest,
your fucking rules, not mine. All right.
That is the only. I think it was the only 10 out of 10 I gave this year,
and so it should be in.
Yeah, it should be in.
It is in. See, 7. Right.
Not arguing.
Number 6, Private Function. Whose line is it anyway? Love it.
To be fair, Nuclear Power Tree got a lot of other mentions tonight.
True, they did. They got a good run. As did this band. Number 5, Girish and the Chronicles with Rock the Highway. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Number 4, Marcus Sestimoinen with Puzzle Pieces.
Oh, nice.
Love that album so much. It's amazing. It's almost Queen-esque, which is saying something.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, Sonic Circus with Everything.
Yep.
Jimmy, the lad. He churned out an amazing piece of work with that one. I just thought it was bloody incredible.
Yep.
Number 2, Orianti with O. It was that high for me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely an incredible piece of work. And number 1, probably no surprise to anyone, Mr. Bunkle, The Raging Wrath of the Easter Bunny Demo. It is the best album of the year, and I don't give a fuck what anyone else thinks.
Oh, mate, there is a lot here that we're going to cross over on across the board. Number 10 for me was Harlot with Detritus to the Final Age. Fucking hell, that band don't release a bad album, and just credit to them. Fuck me. Fantastic release. Roof Raiders, number 9, Rock and Roll Daydream. They had to make it in. I couldn't give them a 10 out of 10 and not put it into the top 10 at the end of the day. That album is what I wanted out of their first album and more. It got the production, it got the writing, the performances, all of it. Fantastic, pure Australian rock release. Check that out. Number 8, if you want something a bit more technical or proggy, but still glorious and luscious and beautiful, Chaos Divine Legacies made it into my top 10, number 8. That was beautiful. Number 7 for me is Toe Hider. I like it. I can't get enough of that band, for lack of a better term. That is, everything they do is gold as far as I'm concerned. I loved it. Jimmy, I hope you're watching. Number 6, Heat with Heat 2. I really enjoyed that album. That one put them over the top for me, for sure. Number 5.
My number 6. That was my number 6. I don't think I said it. Heat 2 was my number 2.
Yeah, there you go.
That's not good.
Haven't talked about it in 10 minutes.
You got a long day tomorrow. I can't wait to message you at 6 a.m. and see how you're feeling. Number 5, Girish and the Chronicles with Rock the Highway. What a fucking stunning release that is. Had to make the top 10. Number 4, Mr. Bungle, The Raging Wrath of the Easter Bunny Demo. Number 4, it got pushed down because it's a re-recording, not an original release.
So what?
Yes. I loved it though. I really did. My top 4 was literally swapping and changing all over the joint. It fucking changed all over the joint until like a half hour before the film. Number 3, Sonic Circus, Everything, same as Brendan. That is a fucking phenomenal release. The best thing I've heard Jimmy ever do. And if you haven't heard it, unfuck that, please. It is well worth the time. It is an amazing album. Number 2 is The Ocean with Phanerozoic. Number 2. Yes. I loved that release. That made a hell of an impact on me. So, Tim, thank you for bringing it to our attention and making this review, because that was phenomenal.
Wow, that was good. That was really good.
I've got to hear this. I haven't heard it.
Yeah, check it out.
You must. And number 1, which is surprising to me and probably to everyone else at the same time, is Kill or Be Killed with Reluctant Hero.
Oh, okay.
That impressed the absolute fuck out of me. I really, really enjoyed it. And the more I paid attention to it, the more I listened to it, the more it grew me over time as well. That made me want to check out the other album and follow this project so much more closely than I have any of the other. Like for this project, I haven't checked out a lot of Mastodon. I want to after listening to this. I know even Kill or Be Killed, I'm not a huge fan of, but I want to check out all the individual elements of this and the previous work because of this supergroup doing this album. I think it's fantastic. I really fucking loved it. So I was surprised that it ended up being number 1, but just the way it was put together, the way it was written, performed, produced. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh. So something different. So now, for a bit of fun.
Yeah, fuck.
Time for the final bin of 2020. Final bin of 2020. So Dave is obviously struggling. So let's go to Tim first. What is your final bin for the year that is 2020?
Myself. Because here's the deal, right? I was okay during lockdown. I was better than most.
Mm-hmm.
Partly because I'm very antisocial.
Yeah.
But now that things are opening up again, if I thought I couldn't deal with people before, it's even worse now. I am terrified to go to the supermarket. And it's just like, what the fuck is there? There's so many people. Like, I have to park. Like, I have to look for a car park now. What the fuck?
Traffic is a fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah,
what the like? This is shit. Can we go back into lockdown, please?
Oh wow. Okay, I didn't expect that. All right,
Yeah.
Brendan, what do you got?
Oh, just fucking people.
I'm noticing a trend.
Well, remember when all this bullshit started? I mean, because throwing 2020 in the bin's a bit crap because, there's been some good shit. I've enjoyed parts of it.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be that simple. But people just very quickly go from we're all in this together to look at this. So, just people, just calm your farm, just relax, look after yourself. It's the only person you're responsible for. Chill the fuck out. Stop being a wanker. Calm down. If everyone does the right thing, everyone will be okay. Just relax. Enjoy your Christmas. Enjoy your family. Eat whatever the hell you want. Don't judge other people for what they're eating. Just fucking calm down.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Just
yeah,
that's it. Merry Christmas.
With that. Dave, what about you? You got one now?
We've got some first world problems happening right now. Okay, I've disappeared a couple of times during the filming of this episode. And the wife went to bed at the start of this tape. We did previous episodes, she was awake for that. We did this one, she's been asleep. But the TV is still on. And every time it disappeared, I've been looking for the fucking remote control, and it's disappeared. I can't turn the TV off, and I think it's going to be on all fucking night. And I don't know what the hell, but remote controls need GPSs because there is no way to turn this thing off unless I turn it off to the wall. I really don't want to do that because that's not the way things are done. I need the remote. How am I going to access Netflix and YouTube? Everything is done via the remote control. So first world problems, man.
And Cobra Kai is so close.
I know. Holy shit, we need January 8th. These are fucking right, man. Holy shit. I've been waiting for almost 2 years. I'm fucking a YouTube original. I know the Cobra Kai groups hate this shit, but YouTube originals, we've been waiting since fucking March, 2 years ago.
Don't tell me, I know.
I know you're cool, man. Other people, they're going to watch season 1, season 2.
I'm old school.
Yeah, they're going to watch season 1, season 2, and they're like, oh, cool, season 3 is available next week. I don't have to wait 2 weeks. It's all cool. But if you see the end of season 2, you're going to know what us fucking YouTube originals, the pain we've been through for the past 2 weeks, for 2 years.
Not to mention us Karate Kid originals have been waiting 36 years.
That's something else entirely.
A million catch fly with chopstick accomplish anything.
Exactly. I want to know what William Zabka's been up to. Yeah.
Jaden Smith is a fucking shit actor.
Who?
Jaden Smith. Will Smith's kid.
Well, yeah.
What? Huh?
How did that come up?
Yeah.
Will Smith actually produces Cobra Kai.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And the remake has absolutely nothing to do with the canon of Cobra Kai because Will Smith knows that his son is shit.
Right.
First world problem.
This is on the basis of that next Karate Kid movie that nobody saw.
But that's canon because Mr. Miyagi's in it.
Ah.
Yeah. So she's actually
never seen that
in Cobra Kai.
I've seen the horrible one with Hillary.
I've
seen the one with Hillary Swank. I've never seen the one with...
Oh, she can swank me any day. Fucking Hillary.
Swank my brains out, but that's not the point.
Oh man, if she wants to do the whole wax on, wax off, I got no problem.
Yeah, no one does wax like you, Dave.
Oh, dear.
Yeah,
Okay.
wax off.
Wow.
Quick,
That
let's wrap this up.
rather quickly.
Yeah, but boys don't cry.
No. Other than big girls, apparently.
Good movie, though.
All right. I'm going to take over this and try and bring it home. My final bin for 2020 is nowhere near as fun as Dave's, but the division and the anger that's going on in the world, I'd like to see us make 2021 a better place for all involved. Let's not punch down at people. Let's actually hold those responsible to account for their actions, including Dave, so we don't leave anyone behind anymore. That would be a nice change, including Dave.
No, awesome. Act like it. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna shut up.
Dave, when you fall over, we'll be there to pick you up, okay?
Oh, love you guys.
We're at that stage of the night. We love you.
Love you, man.
All right, now the question is, who's going to message the group chat the earliest?
In the morning.
All night. See that?
Important to have a stubby holder on your thermos.
Well,
That's the line of the night right there. All right.
you can take anything.
For those on audio, Dave's having a lot of fun with his stubby holder right about now. So there you go. Visualize that. So, yeah, anyway, any final thoughts on the year, or are we going to wrap this up and get out of here?
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Okay, let's get out of here.
I need to go to sleep. I got work tomorrow.
Good luck. Good fucking luck. All right.
I'm serving the public, man. My job's important.
You're an essential worker.
Yeah, there's no arguing that.
Yeah, well. All right. Well, I think, as always, this year was as much of a challenge. Like, it wasn't hard to get to a final 20 list, but working out what made the top 10, I think, was the challenge in this time around. But everything we did put in there for a quality fucking release. But I think for us here at the show, the lessons we learned in how to produce things like Zoom and stuff are going to serve us really well into the future as well. So I think that 2021 will be a big year, not only for us, but also in music terms. This year was quiet. Next year is going to be fucking insane. So get ready for a lot of shit coming your way next year. I think next year's top 10 is going to be a lot harder than this year's.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But that's next year. But as always, please follow us. Our details are in the description of this episode via YouTube or audio, whatever you're doing with this one to consume it. So please check us out, follow us, and all sorts of stuff. Get involved with the polling we're doing, and check out the other content we release in different platforms. Help us out via Patreon too, if you'd be so kind. Any support you can give us will allow us a lot more than we currently are. So please do check out that. We have all sorts of giveaways there and stuff for you as well. A big thank you to our sponsors, if they are still with us after this episode, is Squidding, Screen Pinning, Old Colton Rockstar Finance. Thank you so much for your wonderful, valuable support. And remember to watch us on television until at least middle of 2021, Saturday nights on 10:30 p.m, Channel 41 in Melbourne, and Thursday nights 10:30 p.m. on Channel 44 in Adelaide. Our next theme or special for January is all that torture, which I think is what Dave's doing to his stubby holder right about now. So we're going to be doing a torture where we pick albums for each other to review, and the visuals are great, and also for the audience to pick some albums to torture us with. We've already touched on some of that earlier on tonight. I don't know what's happening over the next couple of weeks as we film this. It's before Christmas, so we're taking some time off. Clearly, we're going to need it after the way Dave's broken down tonight. So we'll have something for you all very, very soon. Just keep following us online to keep up to date with all sort of stuff. But I think that's it for now. Thank you all so much for sticking with us for another year. It's been another year of the Hard Rock Show. Our 10th anniversary is coming up very, very soon. It's just only a few months away. So if we're going to do that gig, we've got to be organising it soon if we're going to do that one. So we should talk more about that. Yeah. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for sticking with us for another year of the Hard Rock Show. We'll see you all again very, very soon with more of our useless stupidity. Until then, I'm Andrew.
Tim.
Brendan.
I'm Dave, and I'm not wearing underwear. How easy on the eye am I now? Fucking you.
On that note, I think we're out.
Okay. As always, drink up, rock on, and fucking whatever.
Free ball on.
Keep rocking.
Wax on, wax off.
Oh, yeah.
It was funny, like, while Andrew's doing his, like, sponsorship spiel, Dave's just going, act sober, act sober, act sober, act sober. And then halfway through, he's like, fuck it.
I pissed the fucking stubby.
Oh, wow. That was brilliant.
Oh, fuck.